And we're live. Well, I'm live. Just an update, everyone. This is not Friday Night Pint. Repeat, this is not Friday Night Pint. I know it's a bit earlier. This is not Friday Night Pint. It's only me in the house tonight. The rest of the boys, it is that time of year, have gone out um, on a Christmas party. I wasn't invited, unfortunately. So we will be back tomorrow. But listen, the news is coming out today. I mean, for the part. Somebody said, "Am I well?" No, I'm not well. I'm very sick, to be quite honest with you. Being stuck in Leicester in -5 degree overnight may have something to do with that. But there we go. Yeah, so this is not Friday Night Pint. This is just a chat because of all the stuff that's been happening today. I mean, the press conference that should never have happened, in my opinion. Lopetegui was taking press conferences today, faced some very awkward questions. There's some real questionable things going on. Yeah, it seemed different. The press conference, it seemed different, but we'll talk about that in a second. And to be honest with you, we'll talk a little bit about David Sullivan. I think he's been chucked to the wolves. No pun intended, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, let's get into this. So yeah, so this is we come off the back of the Leicester defeat. What is it? 72 hours ago now. Poor defeat. In hindsight, probably should have got something out of the game, but let go. I mean, goal after goal after goal went in, and we didn't score any. Well, we scored one in the 93rd minute. But to me, when I look at that performance, that is what sums up how our season. To be quite honest with you, we've done a lot, spent a lot of time doing nothing, and when we do attack, we've got no potency. We defend like clowns. To be quite honest with you, I mean that Daka turn on Kilman. I mean, Jesus Christ, I think I could have done a bit better than that. And I've got to say this, I fully come out of that stadium thinking, the experiment hasn't worked, And listen, I do understand there's a lot of people that turn around and say, you should have kept Moyes, you should have kept Moyes. Moyes was not the answer to this problem. We wanted to progress. There's reports been going around in the last few hours that there's something a bit shambolic. There's a lot of disdain between sort of like the shareholders, and they're blaming David Sullivan and the decisions he's making. And they thought they should have been, and like we all do, they should have been progressing on from the Conference League trophy win. My opinion, this is much as my opinion. I think David Sullivan thinks he's done his bit for West Ham United. I don't think he feels like he owes us anything. Sullivan first, in terms of like football management. Listen, I don't want to be here personally slagging off anyone. I've done that in the past, and it doesn't get you anywhere. But he's a coward. He's a coward when it comes to football appointments. You lose to probably one of the worst teams in the league in Leicester. I mean, the way they defended, they are shocking. They are shocking. What I saw the other day, and basically he's lost the game to that. Listen, I know they've got a new manager bounce. I don't know what else you've got to see I don't know whether this is just the fact that they haven't got anyone in charge, because the press conference looked very weird today. It looked like he was not speaking about anything other than Monday. When I saw it, there were some really difficult questions being asked him about his future and all that. What I do take away from it as well, he don't speak a lot of fucking English. So a lot of it, he doesn't really understand, And when the answers come back, they're in broken English. Make of that of what you will. But what I did see Tuesday night, the players don't believe in him. They never believe they're going to score. They don't believe they're in good hands. That's what I saw. The man should have been, I mean, to give him this game to save his job. I mean, it's been publicly known now that this is a cup final. You're just putting the man on, he's putting his head on the block. He must be under increased pressure. Listen, it hasn't worked for Lopetegui. It hasn't. But to publicly come out and state that this is the game that's going to save his job. I mean, how many games do you have to? There's no ambition if you're giving one game to save his job against one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, Leicester was that. What are you going to say? Well, one more. We was hearing, Newcastle and Arsenal were going to be the decisive ones. Arsenal, we got battered. We got absolutely battered. We've been battered a lot this season. Let's be honest. We've been battered. But to turn around and sort of put this much pressure on him, I think it just shows how much of a joke the club is. We go in against one of the worst teams in the league. The home games after that don't get any easier because we've got Brighton and Liverpool, I believe. These are the 2 home games after that. They don't get easier. These are the games where we should be, sort of picking up the points, and we're not picking up the points. I cannot believe that he hasn't been sacked. How they've given him today, it just shows me one of 2 things. They don't intend on sacking him. They're happy to just coast along at this stage of the season, which, if you're going to, improvement, do you think the likes of Paquetá, Kudus, Bowen, etc., are going to be here at the end of the season if we keep on going on like this? Absolutely not. He started answering questions in the cat decides it wants to come around here. He started answering questions in the in the press conference regarding falling out with Jean-Claire Todibo in the Arsenal game, which he didn't categorically deny. He didn't deny it at all. In fact, he just turned around and said, "Look, what happens in the changing room stays in the changing room, and that's the way it should be." Which, if it was untrue, I think he'd just turn around and say no. That's on top of the arguments that he's supposed to have had with Kudus. Tadebo's a very well lauded player, and to fall out with them 2, probably 2 of our better players in terms of ability. I don't know what to make of this. It was literally throwing him to the wolves, and that's But why give him this game? Do you know what? If this game was against Man City, or no, let's say not even Man City. Let's say Brighton, or so Bournemouth. Someone that's a team that's having a good season. Tottenham, for instance, right? Someone like that. I'd say, yeah, okay, because they're a good level opposition. This is the bottom of the bottom of the bottom opposition. Gary O'Neill is under just as much pressure as him. He's doing it. Look, just what I was about to say. Look, David Sullivan is doing everything in his power to make sure Lopetegui does not foul, which is already and yet owns up. He messed up by looking for coaches and then does not bother to attempt to fix it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It stinks of, let's give him one more chance. Let's give him one more chance. Listen to the fans. The fans do not want him there. I mean, there was, I don't know how many was at Leicester the other day, 2,500, maybe 3,000. They're all singing, "You're getting sacked in the morning." That's their manager. That's their manager. Shocking from the club. Don't listen to the fans. Have got absolutely no ambition. They've got absolutely no clue how to fix it. This also screams to me. I mean, they should have been making plans to just in case it fails in the last, I'd say, 5 games. But it just seems to me that they don't. Apparently, Potter's ready to take over. I don't know whether Potter's the right man. I don't know who is the right man, to be quite honest with you. I don't know who's available. I don't know who we can attract. I don't know who David Sullivan's got squared up. But that ain't my job. My job is to watch the football that they provide. And at the moment, just like last season, the football is shocking. It's shite. It's rubbish. I went all the way to Leicester on Tuesday night and had no hope. No hope at all. It was an absolute disgrace. And I'm not saying it was a bad performance, but the players don't believe they're going to win. If the players don't believe we're going to win, how are we supposed to believe we're going to win? Absolutely nothing. Look, let's get some comments in the comment section. As I said before, this is not Friday Night Pint. This is just reacting to the press conference. We'll get some comments in a minute. I've read some articles here. The ritual at the Premier League press conference seemed more of a precursor to a public execution today. Never before have heard. This is on the Claret and Hugh website, by the way. Never have more than one journalist apologise for asking a set of questions when Lopetegui was asked what's gone wrong with his time at the West Ham. The journalist in question apologised for his business. This is what seemed different to me, right? So I was watching the press conference, and he was asked categorically about his players, right? So he turned around and said, "Are they to blame? Are the players to blame?" And there was no sort of shift of blame. He took all of it on the chin, everything. Now, a man that was is fighting for his job. Maybe he does take it on the chin. I don't know, but this is what I was feeling. A man that's fighting for his job, a man that knows he's going to be in the job come Tuesday, and he's quite confident he's going to be in the club on Tuesday. He would say, look, we've all got to step up. He has exiled all blame from the players. Now, no matter what you say, I was there. Some of the players didn't play bad, but there are some players that, like Kilman, he's getting skinned week after week after week. They've got to be better. So for the manager to sort of exile all of the blame off of them onto him, it's it screams to me like someone knows he's on his way out. If I'm honest, maybe they're just going to give him the Wolves game, just as I don't know, sort of a goodbye while they get some stuff in thing. But I in place. But I think that they're looking to keep him. And listen, if we lose against Wolves, David Sullivan's going to be eating humble pie. Let's take some comments in the comment section down below. Who's the man to replace him? Let's get that question in now. But what are they doing? Is he on his way out, or is he on his way out, or is he getting ready for a longer stint in charge? Let's see that. Randy Bergstaller says, I have no sympathy for Sullivan if he gets Sully out. Chance, or if the fans don't show up on Monday to embarrass him, the club is being run like a dictatorship. Nicky is discussing. I've seen this as well. There's been rumours that some people might abandon the game. I mean, there's too many tourists in there for it to make a difference, and a lot of people don't fucking turn up anyway. David Sullivan, a fan of Steve Cooper. I can see him appointing him on a short-term deal. I mean, you'd have to be absolutely mental. I mean, he would be playing with fire if he appoints a man that's just been sacked from, a bottom-dwelling club for not performing and put him in charge of your football team. That would be absolutely mental. Roy May Jr. Hello, Roy. Nice to see you, mate. It's like banging your head against a brick wall and then Sullivan charging you for the hole you've put in the wall. Such a beating with GSB. They don't deserve us. Rumour is Potter was offered a contract only until the summer and turned it down. Absolutely. Listen, if I've heard that rumour as well. Why would you offer a man a contract to the summer? That's ridiculous. This is not David Moyes. The guy's still getting paid by Chelsea. Why is he going to take a contract to the summer? Sullivan has not got his head screwed on right. I'm sure of it. He's got no clue. You have to offer the man a 2-3 year deal. And if it doesn't work, like this one, pay the money and get the guy out. Simple as that. He just doesn't want to play. Sullivan out, take your £1 billion and go, says Peter Jones. And the Foxes were shite there for the taking, for fuck's sake. Yeah, absolutely. The West Ham World YouTube channel says, I just hope and pray that Sullivan sells before he can pass on to his sons. Evening all. Hope everyone is well. He's a coward when it comes to football decisions, isn't he? It is like that. He does not like deciding and making himself look wrong. Evening all. Hope everyone is well. Likes button smash. Thank you. Come on, you eyes. Yeah, thank you, mate. Smash the like button. Kudus, Areola, Fulkrug, Tadibo all want the coach gone and have all fallen out with him already. 4 players. If that's true, 4 players in what? 3 months, 4 months. Miss Emmerich says, I reckon you're 100% right. Graham Potter for me, says JD's 0161. Bruce Harvey says, Jose. He's not my cup of tea, but listen, I think I'll take him in a minute. Dave, add Alvarez and Rodriguez to the list of people that he's fallen out with. Whatever the valuation of the club, whether it's 800 million or £1 billion or whatever it is, it's not worth 25 pence at the minute, to be quite honest with you. Sell up and take your 15 years of dictatorship at the club and sell it to people that want to run it. West Ham World says he'd love Scotty Parker. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Unless a brainless person, if we lose Monday, he should sack Lopetegui. I don't know what that means, Matt. Sorry, mate. Sullivan sold Birmingham and looked at the mess he left them in. What's the Dalton manager called? He'll do. Terzic. Listen, I don't know. Nick Odio, massive Carl Pilkington fan. Is because the ball in. I am a huge Carl Pilkington fan, and I'm starting to look more and more like him every day, to be quite honest with you. Sullivan sold Birmingham and left them in a terrible mess. Sergio Conce, Sal is my choice. Yeah, he's a manager that has been mentioned. To be honest, it was, can't go much wrong than this. If Sullivan fell into a barrel of tits, he'd come out sucking his thumb. Yeah. Darren Waghorn, I want one character, to be honest. I see them, Simon Jordan the other day on the on Talksport. Somebody mentioned Michael Carrick and whether he'd want to take over. He was trying to mug people off and saying, like, we don't know what his style of play is and all of that sort of thing. And the geezer mugged him off and went, yeah, I do. He went, what is it then? He went, he gets the ball down and plays. He didn't really know what to say. The 6-month contract to Potter had been denied by all parties. Yeah, well, we'll see. Ings wages could have got us Ruben Amorim. Absolutely. Do not stop. Chelsea stopped paying Potter in October, which is probably why he's talked to a few clubs. Hope we get him though. There we go. Punch up with Kudus, and now Tadibo is embarrassing. Fell out with Guido after personally signing him. That says a lot about the man. Mourinho the GOAT, says Luke Harris. Lopetegui out. Marshy in. I'll tell you what, Marshy wouldn't do much worse. We need to protest Sullivan out like Arsenal protested Wenger out. Sullivan has no clue either. There's Loppy, great channel by the way, mate. Thank you very much. Not sure about that. The protests and all that at the moment. I don't think we're quite there yet. With the team we have, we shouldn't be where he have a great squad. With the team we have, we shouldn't be where we are. He has a great squad. I think that's meant to say by Bruce Harvey. I mean, that's like a tongue twister, that, mate. Well done. Nicky, did you see Sky Sports three reasons what things he had to achieve Sullivan appoints a defensive-based coach in Lopetegui in attacking football, even though he's not known for it? Yeah, I think that's all Sullivan knows, to be honest with you. Sullivan playing Russian roulette with the club's future? Absolutely. Danny Ings said he would never play for West Ham again. Did he? When? Well, I'd like to see that. If he said that, I'm very surprised. He wasn't getting much of a chance anyway. They were supposed to be selling up ages ago, but went quiet. Where's Kretinsky and all this? Silent as always. Yeah, where is he? Probably banging his head against the wall like the rest of us. We're not won back-to-back league matches in the whole of 2024. You need more evidence and how we're managed. There we go. There are good managers out there, but who wants to work for Sad Sullivan? There are good managers out there, but he doesn't like paying for them. That's the thing. I think we could attract a big manager if we had a. I think it's the same. Listen, the pressure on Moyes was building for a long time. And they knew that. At some point, the Moyes relationship was going to. It was souring. It wasn't sustainable anymore. And instead of sitting there and making a plan, it just seems like he sort of like does what he does with everything else. He makes a scattergun approach and gets what he can. And he only goes for what he knows. He's got no ambition. He's got no sense of what's the word? He's got no adventure in him. He didn't want to take any sort of risk, which is mad. Sully said Potter only works well at a well-organised club. That's why he won't suit us. That's down to him. If that's down to him. What's happened to Kilman in the last month? Went from potential Amity to a striker's wet dream. I don't know, mate. I'll be honest. I don't know. Apparently, we've conceded 74 goals in the calendar year. I think that's true. I think I read that the other day. We have amazing talent. Loppy has no clue how to use it, and Sullivan is so fucking useless. Always getting free or cheap, useless managers. We need a chairman and a manager that cares about the club. I don't think we're attractive enough for the sell, and said last night, I think the fact that we don't own our own ground is a blocker, but might be wrong. I don't think that's a blocker. I think the only blocker in the whole deal is David Sullivan. I don't think he wants to let go. He's seen the riches. I think West Ham World says, I think if we'd have kept some of the youth players and we were getting minutes, we could have at least had something to feel positive about. Earthy, posts, etc. I think that's meant to be Potts. No vision, says Mark Pendleton. Are you going Monday, Nick? Of course I'm going Monday. I'm always there. Always. Except for when I'm not. It'll be interesting to hear the home and the away support both singing You're Getting Sacked in the morning. Somebody said earlier, whoever sings it first wins the game. And Nick, do you think Lopetegui will be sacked if West Ham lost the ball? I think Lopetegui, I'm going to be honest, right? I think Lopetegui. This is my honest opinion. Um, I think Lopetegui will be sacked even if we win, but don't win convincingly. That's my uh, if we scrape past it like we did against Man United, I still think he'll be sacked. I think he is on thin ice. I don't like this sort of like public execution, stay of public execution, and all that sort of thing that they do. Um, by sort of mugging him off and chucking him again, no pun intended, to the wolves. But yeah, I think it has to be a special performance to stop him. And I think it's wrong from the club. I thought it was wrong from the club when it comes to Avram Grant, and I didn't like Avram Grant at all. Avram Grant was a chancer. He was a charlatan. But it is what it is. You don't treat people like that are involved in your club, in my opinion. But there we go. Let me take this last comment. If we abandon the high line, do you think it would change our fortunes? No. There we go. But as I said, Friday night pint. We'll be back tomorrow. Mrs. has just thrown a bottle of lemon Fanta on the table, so thank you very much. It will be back tomorrow. So we'll discuss all this in full. I wanted to give you something right now because I need to go lay down, take some tablets, and get this cold out of my system. But thank you very much for joining us. One thing left to say: come on, you irons.